What emotional arc are you most excited for us to get to see for her in season 2?
Look, she's such a joyous, warm, heartfelt, good character. And I think forces of evil and fear is looming over her. And I think what's really great is to watch that kind of light get shaken and for shadows to start coming in and kind of how she starts to navigate, keeping the good in her whilst being slightly potentially taken here and there into darkness.
I think I'd like to see the stranger find an ease with himself, learn to go easy on himself, find a bit of self-compassion. Because I think part of that was the problem in season 1, that he got so wound up about the fact that this wasn't working out how he wanted, and actually the stronger he tried to do it, the more the energy, which he didn't understand was his, was making it worse, you know. And I think the root of that is finding some inner peace, I think that's part of his journey. That's part of all of our journey, let's be honest. So I'd love it if he could find a bit of that.
I mean, I think it's kind of something I find really beautiful about Tolkien's work is kind of this idea of hope, and that you have to kind of keep watering your hope and keep it. It's kind of not something you can take for granted. So I think that aspect of it, because she feels things could go pretty bad, but ultimately she's got to just stay on the side that she believes that things can get better.
The only thing that has started in season 1 was his meeting Sauron. And Sauron has cast his spell. And so the spell is beginning. The moment Sauron met him in the Forge, at the end of season 1, that's when the web started to spin out of Sauron's wrist.
I think it's really key for me to have found an emotional through line from Halbrand to Sauron. And yeah, spoilers. Oh my God. No, I think the trailers give that away a little bit. So connecting the two is something that I'm really excited to do. You know, he wants to try and heal Middle Earth, right? And that's, I guess, what I tried to do in my portrayal of his different forms.
Contain multitudes.
Yeah, exactly.
The influence of the rings. Because we all know from the films the kind of power of the rings, what's it like to not know what nuclear fission can do? You know, the idea of we've discovered this technology, and like in Oppenheimer, where you're like, are we gonna fuel the planet, or are we gonna blow up the planet? Let's figure it out.
I think season 2 is really going to be about her navigating her own sense of her confidence in her leadership, which is a very cool thing to portray and explore.
In real life, are you more of a rule follower or a rule breaker?
I'm a rule follower. I'm such a nerd. I know. It's lame. I have envy for people who are rule breakers. It's like I sort of admire it from a distance, but I'm that person that's like, guys, we're going to get in trouble, or like, I'll be the driver. I'll do it. I'll do this. So yeah, I think in my own way, playing characters allow you to break the rules. You get to do the things you would never do in your real life. So the character gives me that advantage. But Cynthia is just a square. I'm a square. I'm sorry.
What do you admire most about Elendil?
What do I admire most about Elendil? I think his stoicism, the fact that he is able to absorb a lot of grief, a lot of pain for his children. So there's a self-sacrificial edge to him, but also that his loyalty, his sense of duty, and how that affects his island, what he believes and what he feels. And what's so difficult about season 2 for him is he's going to ultimately have to choose between the love of family and the love of country. And the love of family in the shape of his daughter, and the love of country in the shape of his queen. And his faith will be challenged. And which way does he go? It's a very, very difficult choice for him.
What do I admire most about my character? I think his cunning is a good answer. Off the top of my head, yeah, he can find solutions to really difficult situations, and he's very calm in a crisis.
I mean, his heart and his curiosity. I can tell you. I mean, his heart and his curiosity is
his sense of duty. Yeah, he feels such a weight of responsibility to protect his children. Yeah, and that's admirable.
Glug is a very exciting character to be part of the Rings of Power because he's pretty much the first orc with an arc that we've seen in kind of Lord of the Rings adaptation. So it's super exciting. And on top of that, he's a real complex character. There's lots of layers to him. Often orcs are just portrayed as kind of a little bit cannon fodder. He's definitely a soldier, so he's got that to him. He's a really fearsome warrior. He's really respected within his peers. He's like one of Adar's right-hand orc in the inner circle. But he's also got this extra layer that he has what we might call a family, or like a brood or a clan, or, you know, he's got an orc, which is something that I won't give away too much, but it's something that we get a glimpse at, and it shows you some ulterior motives for Glug representing all the orcs.
I think her loyalty. There's something incredible about someone fighting for what they believe in, no matter what the cost is.